a nice hot pan so we can get some color on this. But this, you gotta be really careful. It's super irregular, and so you're like not gonna get a super even brown on it. Gotta kind of turn it. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sear this, get a nice caramelization on this cabbage. And again, just like with anything, when you get a nice hot pan and you add your stuff, turn your heat down a little bit. All we're doing with that heat super high is heating up our pan, heating up our fat. The second we add our stuff, turn that heat down a little bit. We want medium to high heat, not screaming. And if you notice it's starting to turn color a little bit, I'm gonna kind of roll it around, try to get some color on all these different sides. So the whole reason I'm browning is to incorporate more flavor and texture into my finished dish. I also wanna create a little bit of fond so that I can deglaze as well. So Maillard reaction, it's the browning of the natural sugars, amino acids. So I just want you to notice while I did all that off the heat, my pan is screaming hot. And so I didn't want to continue to leave it on the fire. That's why I removed it. I added a touch more fat. Okay. And I'm just gonna try to caramelize these onions, lift some of that fond. There's an enzyme in the onions that actually cleans, helps, and lifts that fond a little bit. You notice some of that fond is getting on those onions. That's why I always kind of wait to do my aromatics after I brown. So again, the whole point of browning before we braise, create a little bit of flavor, a little bit of texture. Scrape. Try to get all that fond off the bottom. So that was the apple cider vinegar, and I'm gonna reduce that au sec. Aromatics. Reducing au sec, I'm gonna put these guys back in there. I've already seared, now I just want them to cook. Okay. Right? So the only reason I'd want them to directly touch the pan is if I wanted color. I've already done that, which is why I do it ahead of time, right? And then finish. So when I'm all done, all I have to do is add my liquid, my aromatic. So I've got a cup of apple juice. Again, we want enough to make it soft. Throw some star anise and some cinnamon in there. Season generously with salt. And I love black pepper. Up to a boil. Down to a simmer, and we will cover. So when we say up to a boil, see how the bubbles are just forming around the outside? Mm-hmm. That's really kind of all you need. Up to a boil, let me reduce my heat. I'm going to cover it. I'll check it in about 15 minutes.